You're the grandson of Billy and Ruth Graham.
Billy Graham the wrestler, not Billy Graham the preacher. I'm just kidding. Did they tell you I was the grandson of Billy Graham the preacher?
No.
You got it all wrong. There's a few famous Billy Grahams. One is Billy Graham. Bill Graham was the chief promoter of Woodstock.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Superstar Billy Graham was a wrestler. And then there's the preacher Billy Graham.
Who is your grandfather?
That happens to be my grandfather, yes.
How has your grandfather influenced your faith and your view of the gospel?
My grandfather has influenced my faith and my view of the gospel in profound and far-reaching ways. Not only in his preaching has he always been a firm, very deeply convicted preacher of the gospel. He has never wavered, even with great pressure, to water down the truth of the gospel. John 14:6 is his verse. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Nobody comes to the Father but by me. And that unwavering commitment to the simple truth of the gospel, the exclusivity of Christ, has been a remarkable testimony to me. And he moved in some pretty powerful circles where I'm sure there was a lot of pressure to water it down, and he never budged, and the world respects him for that. Even the unbelieving world respects him for that. So he has influenced me as far as always being a committed preacher of the gospel, making sure the gospel is presented in a simple and understandable way for people, and just his courage, his boldness to take the truth of the gospel into places where it simply was not popular to bring the gospel. So in that sense, as a preacher, he's taught me a lot about the gospel, and that has informed my faith. But, you know, he's 91 years old, and God's amazing grace still amazes him, and that amazes me. I asked him one time, how have you remained so humble? You've accomplished more than 100 men accomplish in a lifetime. How have you remained so humble? He's genuinely humble. His humility is not fake. It is genuine, real, and everybody who knows him knows that to be true. And he simply said, when you begin every day in the presence of the living God, when you begin every day in prayer with an open Bible, coming before God and saying, speak to me through your word, and I will respond in prayer. And you begin every day, 7 days a week, with God first. You don't go through the day thinking you're big. When you come into contact with God first every day, you go through the day understanding just how small and insignificant you are. That God comes to us not because God needs us, but because we need Him. He understands that, He believes that, He lives that, and it's just a remarkable testimony to me that God's amazing grace still amazes Him.